Hey dreamers, this is Jade and I'm back for another TV journaling episode, and here I am documenting the show AJ and the Queen, which premiered on Netflix on January 10th. And can I tell you how much I absolutely adore this show? First of all, it's RuPaul. You cannot go wrong with RuPaul. I love him. He is the bomb.com. Now RuPaul first came on my radar probably back when I was a preteen or teen. Um, and I first remembered, you hear rumblings about RuPaul, you kind of get a bit of a gist of an idea of who he is or whatever. But I first remember seeing him in the film, But I'm a Teenager. You know, those times when you're kind of like just flipping through channels, and something about a show or movie catches your eye. Well, I was doing that probably late one night. I've always been a night owl, and I stopped on the movie, But I'm a Cheerleader. And he was in that as himself, and well, maybe not himself, but as a man and not a drag queen or whatever. And but he was a gay man, of course, um, in this movie, and it's basically about this girl who is the typical, she's a cheerleader, she loves pink, she has a boyfriend, but for some reason her parents decide that she's gay and they send her to like this boot camp to try to get straighten her out or whatever, and she ends up kind of falling in love with this girl there. So it's an interesting movie. I remember watching it way back when, and yeah, I've seen it several times since. It's like I said, interesting movie. um and then also, of course, RuPaul makes a cameo in the movie To Wong Fu, which I absolutely love. That I think is a cult classic. I don't think, of course, it did well in like theaters and stuff. Probably people weren't ready for something like that, but it is kind of hokey and stuff, but I absolutely love it. Everybody I know loves it. So, and I cannot tell you how many times I've watched that. And that one stars Patrick Swayze, John Leguizamo, and Wesley Snipes. And can I say, I love me some John Leguizamo. So yeah, and they're all like drag queens, trying to get to this competition, and they're on a road trip, and their car breaks down, and they end up in this little back backward town or whatever that's not very welcoming. Well, they think not. Most aren't. Some aren't very welcoming, but they find out that they are accepted by a lot of the people that they kind of help out while they're in this little town. So anyway, that's enough about Tu Wong Fu. This is kind of how I got familiar with RuPaul, and then of course Drag Race started airing. Now I didn't come to Drag Race until a few seasons in, and then once I finally watched it and loved it, I went back and watched the previous seasons. I have been a fan ever since. Matter of fact, the new season is airing right now, so check BH1. It's on. I love it. And what I love about AJ and the Queen. Okay, first of all, let's talk about what the show is about. The premise is about Ruby Red, which is RuPaul's alter ego in this, or drag queen personality in this show, and his name is actually Robert. But Ruby Red is a down on her luck drag queen that travels across America in her beat up RV and develops an unlikely sidekick named AJ, a recently orphaned, tough talking, scrappy 10-year-old stowaway. Now, how they get together is AJ and Robert actually live in the same building, and AJ is, I wouldn't necessarily say she's orphaned. Her mom is a streetwalker, so she cannot really take care of her at the moment, and she was in foster care, and AJ was not feeling the foster care, so she ran away, and she's been kind of living in her evicted, abandoned apartment since. And then she comes down and steals stuff from Robert's apartment. And that's kind of how they meet at first. And she hears an event occurs where Robert has to, he's basically taken advantage of, and he has to recoup some money, so he decides he's going on this traveling tour to do competitions and things of that nature to try to recoup some of his money. And one of the destinations for Robert, I think it's where the big competition is supposed to be, is Texas. So Robert, gets in his RV and later finds that AJ has stowed away in there because AJ has a grandfather in Texas, and she wants to get to Texas to get to her grandfather. She feels like she'll be taken care of and safe there. And so that's kind of how they end up together. And the relationship between, first of all, when you first meet AJ, you just want to slap the crap out of her. And it's like that for a while, but you end up really warming up to her. Um, and so, yeah, I absolutely, this show is so heartwarming. It's so good. I love the positivity of it. And then also, what I really adore about this show is the fact that RuPaul has added in and featured so many of his queens from his show Drag Race from all the previous seasons. Now, and some of my absolute favorites are in this. I'm so excited for this. First of all, you have Latrice Royale. I think she was season 4. And if you don't know who Latrice Royale is, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about you or whatever. But fabulous. I absolutely adore her. And her role in this was hilarious. And then down there, Latrice is up at the top corner there, sitting with the other girl. And then Ginger Minge, she was one of my other favorites because she's funny. I thought Ginger Minge could do it all. I really thought she deserved to win her season of Drag Race, but they ended up giving it to Violet Chachki. But Ginger Minge, she had that. I think she did everything. And there I'm placing down Bianca Del Rio, which is my favorite queen out of every season of Drag Race. I don't know if there's gonna be anybody that ever beats her in my eyes, just because I love funny queens and I love to laugh. This is one of my favorite activities. That is my favorite activity in life, to laugh. And when I tell you Bianca Del Rio is a pure T clown, she had me in stitches her entire season. So she is absolutely my favorite drag queen out of all of the seasons. I have yet to find somebody I like better than Bianca Del Rio. So she definitely, at first I forgot to print out a picture of her and stick her on here, but I was like, I cannot do this without her. Anyway, I'm rambling. I just, this show was just really cute, family friendly, adorable, and I'm really, really hoping for a second season. As far as I know, a lot of people on my timeline was talking about this show and really loved it, so I can't see why it wouldn't get a second season. And so for this layout, I pulled out some glitter cardstock, some foil washi, and of course some glitter washi. I rarely ever use the glitter washi in anything, so it was fun to pull it out and use it for this layout because it's RuPaul, it's drag queens. I had to make it absolutely fabulous. So yeah, I really love the way that this turns out. I love all the bright glittery colors, especially considering I don't use a lot of glitter because I think glitter is the devil. It gets everywhere. You cannot get rid of it, but it was really fun pulling out those elements and using it on this spread. So that is pretty much it for this, guys. If you have any comments or questions about anything, you can definitely leave those below. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys do not understand how much you mean to me. I really do appreciate you all. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and definitely hit the bell icon to get the notifications of when I post, usually Mondays and Fridays. However, every now and again there will be an extra video. I hope everyone is out there safe and happy and healthy, and I will catch you all in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.